No, I just want to make the people know that me and Kimambel went on the island, Hog Island, about Sunday around after 4. So we left the island and coming down on we way to coming home. We end up breaking down. So the same time I tell him, well, let me call and get a rescue. Come and tell me, nah, I know the problem. I'm going to fix the problem for you. Don't worry, we will get you. At same time now, come on, end up fixing the problem in the engine now. And then we start to run up on the airport. Running going up to Grenadians beach. We end up making it a light. So he end up telling me, I end up telling him, well, but that the code, the trawler was there outside the Jomo trawler. He tell me, nah boy, that the Coast Guard. At the same time he start to slow down. I tell him, cut in Grenadians, go in motor Grenadians, and then we run up on the cruise. As we running up on the cruise now, at the same time the Coast Guard make a U-turn. And just turn off the lights now and start to running coming up to we. So the same time he slow down now and I tell him, well, let me put on the phone light. Turn on the phone light now, waving the light as the Coast Guard speeding coming to us. The men just end up running into us and just kill Bell. Mash up Bell, kill Bell. When I raise up my head from in the water, I see Bell floating. I said to tell the men, they kill my brother boy. And that man, when he started to make calls to call some Sarge, I turn around and tell the man, boy, bleeding out in the water, boy, come and take me out in the water. The man, when he had me in the water, they floating on the boat, holding on. Next 2 minutes, the man pull out a gun and crank it. And telling me now, come up on the boat. So I telling the man now, boy, I just get through the man mother. Then the man play, hold him back, and then tell him, come up. And I go up on the boat now, the man end up putting out the gun and then go in the front of the boat and never come back. Same time now, the one who was in charge, ask who in charge, and then the next man tell me, the corporal in charge, check the sergeant. So I go and check the man out, the man telling me, I ain't allowed to get a phone call. I tell him, boy, I know my rights, I want a phone call. I call my mother, and then we call my brother father. You know what I mean? And then I start to go on with them now, and that when they give me the phone call, and that when I call my mother now, I tell my mother, well, come and meet us. They outside ambulance, come and get us, come and meet us. The men kill Bell. You know what I mean? Men kill Bell. Who's gonna kill Bell? The men know that the men kill Bell. The men kill Bell.
Okay, come. Oh, yes, sir. Come on, sit here.
The men kill Bell. The men kill Bell.
Good. Let me just say this. I'm going to say this. I'm giving the authorities 7 days. 7 days to speak with us. I represent the estate and the parents of the deceased. The family is hurting and they need to be comforted. It is about time that steps are being taken. They haven't even conducted an autopsy yet. Yesterday I spoke with the Deputy Commissioner of Police with respect to an autopsy and the need to have our own pathologist or some specialized individual present at the autopsy representing the interests of the family and their estate. This is a collision at sea and must be treated as such. It's not an accident. If the Coast Guard had observed and was prudent and careful and observed certain accepted maritime principles with respect to navigation in inland waters and in the territorial sea, this incident would not have occurred. They have been negligent, and the authorities should now step forward and open negotiations for some form of compensation for the family, failing which we would take necessary steps so that justice be done on the law.
I'm the father of Kimon Bell, and the story that the Coast Guard want to give, I don't understand it because the Coast Guard equipped with a radar that could pick up something in front of it over 200 feet. The Coast Guard got lights that could brighten up the whole Sea of Grenadians. Why they saying, claiming it's an accident? This is willfully done, and my son was the target. Because after the boat hit, and the guy claimed that look at Kimon Bell in the water, why the police and the Coast Guard didn't jump off a boat and get my son? Why? Why? They'll wait until the next morning before they could recover my son. I need justice, and I need it fast.
This video is totally different from my regular vlogs, but I had to share this because listening to this young man cry and just expressing how he feels and how everything happened, it was really heartbreaking, and I wanted to show you guys what's happening in Grenada. Today, April 29th, the people of Grenada wanted their voices to be heard. So they took it upon themselves to go out there and protest. I can just imagine the pain and the hurt the families and friends are feeling right now. This is a situation that I would not even wish on my worst enemy. No one was allowed to pass through this crowd with their vehicles. They had to take another route.
Proud and just smile at us, laugh at us,
I would like to say to the families and friends, condolences to you, and to that young man who actually had to witness this for himself. I really hope that he gets some help, because I can see that this is really, really breaking him down, and it's a very sad situation. Things got a little bit out of hand at this point, and I'm going to allow you guys to see it for yourselves.
Well, I want to tell you what happened. As you see, there has been a protest, and let me just say that the police is not against protests. We believe that's a constitutional right for people to gather and show their displeasure about whatever issue there is. So we have no issue with people gathering and protesting. I think everybody should be concerned about a gathering or a protest that turns out to be a mob or turns out to be angry and turns out to be destructive and disrespectful. So our role really is not necessarily to try to thwart protests, but what we are attempting to do is what is the lifeblood of any police organization is to protect life and property, to ensure that persons who are not part of the protest or even the protesters themselves are safe and they can function in a safe environment. All right. Of course, we have a responsibility to protect dignitaries and indeed protect government buildings and so on. So that's what we are actually doing. We are not trying to say that protests should not happen. Now, with respect to the incident, we understand and we accept the fact that emotions would be running high. The commissioner, the executive, the entire Grenada police force sympathizes with the mother, father, and family of the deceased. We understand how that feels. If you lose anyone, you know how difficult it is to lose someone. And so what we want to make clear is that there would be are on the way formal investigations, and I say do, because based on the law, based on the Shipping Act, the Maritime Authority, once there is any accident or damage at sea, has a responsibility to conduct their own investigation. So having said that, the police force also has a responsibility to investigate any sudden death or any serious accident. For now, we call it an incident because you have an incident, you carry out an investigation, and then you determine the results of the investigation, and then after that, you will determine how to categorize the incident. So these two investigations are on the way. If you realize that a press release was circulated yesterday, and the commissioner reiterated that in addition to the police doing their parallel investigation with the Maritime Authority, we're also inviting experts from the RSS region to assist and to give direction, particularly with respect to the intricacies of incidents at sea. So I think it's important to stress the value of transparency that we are encouraging, both on the maritime side and also on our own side. We know that emotions are running high. What we are saying, let the investigations continue and be completed, and then after that we'll determine which direction to go. And I must add also that whatever happens after the investigation is determined by the Director of Public Prosecution. That is where the documentation, the files, the statements that are taken, the reports that are written would go. And he, as the ultimate authority, would decide how to categorize the incident, whether to categorize it as a crime or an accident. I don't want to go further in terms of what his role is, because of course that is his role. But what the police want to reiterate that this scenario is difficult, but we are ensuring that we conduct an investigation that can actually stand the test of time. And people must be reassured that we would investigate, ensure that it's done in a fair environment, and the results will be made public. But there was I'd say, sporadic incident with a police officer who got wet in the process, and a little bit of tugging and pulling. A couple of police officers got some minor injuries. But it wasn't the entire protest that led to that. You had individual activity taking place outside of maybe what the protest was really about. So I don't want to categorize it as violent, and whatever happened would have been individual sporadic incidents on the side. You had individual situations, a few police got minor injuries, and you had somebody who was assaulted and so on. So you have these things going on inside of the protest itself. It's important that we show sympathy and show that we care in these circumstances, because we are humans. We know what it is to lose a loved one. So of course we have engaged them.
That's it for the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much for the support. Remember to stay true to yourself and tell a friend that Anto says to tell a friend to subscribe to her channel. Until next time, guys, peace.